Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Sports Beat with Richard Holdridge, presented by Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. I hope everybody's enjoying your day. I got a special guest on the show, as I've known him for quite a while. Not only is he the Carver head baseball coach, also on the broadcast team for Georgia-Alabama Sports Live, as we have called several games during football season. Please welcome to the show the Carver head baseball coach, Coach Michael Long Jr. Coach, how you doing?
Doing good, Richard. Good to see you again, and thanks for having me on, man.
Well, I was actually looking at the baseball schedule. We are less than a month away from high school baseball season. I know that you are excited as you've got a young team coming up for the 2024 season. But let's talk about baseball in general, Coach, because you had an opportunity this summer to work under Coach Steve Smith's staff for the Columbus Chattahoots. What was that experience like? And I know that you've got to be disappointed that the Chattahoots are not coming back for this 2024 season, but really, what did you learn from Coach Smith working at the collegiate level with the players that you did for the Chattahoots?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank Steve Smith again for giving me the opportunity to come in and join the staff. It was a phenomenal year, not only for the organization, just for myself personally, just being able to be around those collegiate athletes and being able to not only transform my coaching abilities, but also help them achieve their goals throughout the summer as well. Just being a part of that staff that is highly decorated and has a lot of knowledge within the game was a great experience for me. And I think that just in general, I think everybody got a lot out of it. And I believe that just that experience alone is going to elevate my coaching abilities. And you did mention that we won't be coming back for the 2024 season due to recent events with a minor league team coming in town, which is, actually sad for us. I actually talked to Steve about it the night that the news broke. And it's a sad, situation for our organization, our players, our coaching staff as well. But for the city of Columbus to be able to get a minor league team again, it could be a good thing. I think it will be a good thing as everybody gets around it and support. But I will say that the Chattahoots organization as well as the Monsters will be missed in our area.
I do agree with you, Coach. I think it's great for the city, but I just want the city to know that the Chattahoots and the Monsters paved the way for minor league baseball to come back to Columbus, and I feel that they should be getting acknowledged. I want to thank Ignite Sports really for giving me that opportunity to fulfill a lifelong dream of mine ever since I was a kid, to call baseball games. I had so much fun actually traveling on the road with the team, Coach, just getting to know you and the players this summer. It was absolutely incredible getting to call the Columbus Chattahoots and the Chattahoochee Monsters with legendary broadcaster Tom Callahan and Noah Shelton. We had so much fun. It's going to be missed. I'm sad to see the Chattahoots and the Monsters go. But I actually do agree with you, Coach. This is good for the city. We haven't had minor league baseball in Columbus since 2008 with the Columbus Catfish. It's going to be a little bit different. You had a 2-month season in June and July, and then in August with the SBL playoffs. This time, the season is going to start in April, and it's going to go all the way into the beginning of September. And they're going to be in the Southern League. I'm excited about this just because of that rivalry between the Montgomery Biscuits. I've already seen that they're going to have a rivalry with Montgomery. You got the Biloxi Shockers. You got the Pensacola Blue Wahoos, the Rocket City Trash Pandas. The Mississippi Braves coming to Columbus in 2025. I know that's going to make a lot of Braves fans excited because you got the Rome team up In single A, you got the Gwinnett Stripers, the triple A team, and then the double A team is coming to Columbus. I think that paving the way and getting Golden Park open, I think what Ignite Sports did by making baseball alive again and just putting all that money into Golden Park, I think that that is really what the city should recognize. That if it wasn't for Ignite Sports, we would not be talking about minor league baseball. And so I think that the Columbus Chattahoochee should be applauded for the effort in the last 3 years of bringing baseball back to the Fountain City.
I agree with you on that, Richard. Just to the regard of what the Chattahoochee organization, Ignite Sports, did for the past 3 years, each year was successful. It wasn't like we just fielded the team and we were just playing baseball games and we weren't any good. Like, you think about it, the first year, that first year, of the organization went to the championship, didn't win it, but made it there in the first year of the existence. The second year made the playoffs. Then last year we went on to the championship series once again, and we just had a lot of success. And I really think that Ignite Sports, Coach Steve, definitely should be recognized because, like you said, that actually put a spark in bringing minor league baseball back to Columbus, Georgia. And I mean, I just really, in my personal opinion, thinks it should be recognized in some regard.
Yeah, both the Chattahoochee Monsters and the Columbus Chattahoochee had incredible playoff runs last season. The Chattahoochee, they went to the SBL Championship, lost to the Gainesville Gold Diggers. The Chattahoochee Monsters made it all the way to the semifinals, actually took the Gainesville Gold Diggers on the brink of elimination. Me and Noah Shelton were calling that playoff game on that Saturday. Your team, the Chattahoochee, were up taking on the Atlanta Blues. I remember we had two teams that were both in action in playoff baseball at the exact same time, and it was great for the city. I loved going to Chattahoochee games and Chattahoochee Monsters games when I wasn't calling the games because it really was a great product just to take your family to the ballpark. It was affordable. The food prices were affordable. I thought that Ignite Sports did an incredible job bringing this product to Columbus, and it really is going to be missed. And we're not going to have baseball this summer, and it's going to be just heartbreaking especially for those baseball fans. Yeah. And that I know that we're going to get a minor league team in 2025. We'll be happy about that. But yeah, a summer without baseball, yeah, it's going to be hard.
It is going to be hard. And one thing that I'm looking forward to seeing is what's the plan to really fill the stands once this minor league team comes? Is it going to be affordable for your average families to attend these games? What type of events are you going to try to bring in the stadium? Like we had our different theme nights with the Chattahoochee and the Monsters. We had different theme nights. Are you going to do things like that to entice people to come to these games? You got to think about it. If I'm not mistaken, right now, the Mississippi Braves are playing, I believe, around 60 home games. So what are you going to do once this team moves and relocates to Columbus? What are you going to do to make sure that you're, filling these stands up with people, in our area? One thing I think that's going to help is that you're bringing a Braves affiliate team to Columbus. There's a ton of Braves fans here in Columbus because we're so close to Atlanta. So I think that'll help. But what are you going to do to sustain those fans, regardless if you're winning or not? So that I'm looking forward to seeing that in 25, but it is going to, it's going to hurt not having baseball here during the summer. It's something that we've come accustomed to for the past 3 years. And I think that it's going to feel a little bit different, but hey, we're going to see how it's going to play out.
All right, Coach, let's talk about baseball in the Chattahoochee Valley. We got high school baseball coming up less than a month away. You are the head baseball coach of the Carver Tigers, but you see the landscape of high school baseball in the Chattahoochee Valley, a team that's in your region. Columbus went to the Elite Eight last year. Shaw hosted a home playoff game for the first time in 10 years. Northside won a state championship in 2019. You know they're going to be a good team. You got Harris County, new coach Tony Dimitri. You know him from his days at Jordan. He also was the coach at Russell County. When you look at the landscape of high school baseball, and of course the private schools, Glenwood, Calvary Christian winning state championships. Pacelli should be a lot more improved this year. What's your aspect on how the talent level of baseball here in Columbus and how it's elevated at the high school level?
I think that the talent level here is really unmatched if you're really digging deep into what these programs are looking like. There's a lot of next level guys in every program, just about every program in the city, and it's going to be an exciting year because you see a lot of these teams that I would say I call them you know, your high caliber teams like your Calvaries, your Northsides, your Columbus and things like that. They're going to always shell out um, a lot of good products in their program, but you're looking at these smaller teams, or not really smaller teams, but these teams that you don't really hear of, or you haven't heard of in recent years, like your Shaws, who came off or are coming off of a successful season, us at Carver, just those smaller schools that have a lot of talent that are starting to peak. I think that is going to make for a really interesting 2024 season and beyond, because next year all of us public schools minus your north side will be in the same region again. So I think that this year is going to kind of be a sample size of what's to come in the area. I anticipate a lot of teams in our area to be competing in the playoffs and competing for championships this year. Just looking at the dynamic of a lot of these teams, it's going to make for a very competitive year, and I'm excited for it, and I'm actually blessed just to be a part of it, and having our program in that mix as well.
Well, Coach, let's talk about the upcoming 2024 schedule because right out the gate, you're taking on Hardaway for a 3-game series. This will be a region rival in next season when they go into the reclassification, and all the schools minus Northside are all going to be in 2A. It's going to be a 3-game stretch. You have to face them at Hardaway, hosting them on the 15th of February, and then back at Hardaway at the 15th. Looks like, according to Max Preps, it's going to be a doubleheader on the 15th, but it's I guess it's going to be at Hardaway and then at Carver, or vice versa.
The single game, which will be on opening day, will be at Hardaway, and then the doubleheader will be at Carver on the 15th.
Roger. Okay. Got that. And then you take on the Jordan Red Jackets. They're a team that made the playoffs in 2A last year. They will be a region opponent next school year. And so you look at the landscape of high school baseball. Columbus is a region rival this school year. They'll be in there with Shaw, Jordan. And so you got some talented teams that are going to be in the region next season. But let's go back and talk about 2023 because it was a learning experience. It was your second year, right, Coach, as the Carver head baseball coach. You went 9-18. The team improved, was on the doorstep of the playoffs. You were 2-8 in the region, and you had games against Monroe and Daugherty. Daugherty actually snuck into the playoffs with a 4-6 record, but just being so close to making the playoffs in 2023. What are the goals this year in 2024 to try to get to the playoffs, and what does the team look like for 2024?
Well, honestly, Richard, that's actually been the focus point of our conversations within the program, just as far as what transpired last year and how close we were to making history here at Carver and how close we were to reaching the postseason. We've talked about that all off season, and now that we're in season, we're still, that's our mission, is to, reach that goal this year. The main message has been jobs not finished. And so we've been working on the different areas in which we lacked last year. And so we've been doing a great job of drilling our guys and just making sure that our off-season program was designed to enhance our abilities. We had a lot of small group sessions going throughout the offseason. We had a good weight room program going through the offseason as well. So we've gotten stronger, we've gotten faster, we've gained more knowledge of the game in every phase of it. And I think that we're going to put a great product on the field this year. As far as the dynamic of the team, we have a lot of returners from last year's team, so they already are coming in expecting to finish the job this year because they have a bitter taste in their mouth from last year. I'm just gonna be honest. Our guys have not stopped talking about how the season ended last year and what transpired in that last series with Daugherty and how close we were. And our coaching staff has also mentioned that as well, plenty of times. So we're all on the same page with that. We've added new guys to our arsenal that are going to come in and impact the team right away. So we're gearing up for what I'm envisioning to be a monumental year here at Carver, and we're looking really good. We actually opened up full team practice last night, yesterday afternoon, and we had a good, productive first day. Weather permitting, we're going to try to get out there today and get some things accomplished today. But we're looking pretty good right now, and I'm excited to see where we're going to go in the next coming months and see how far we can take this thing.
All right, Coach, let's talk about what it means to be a Carver Tiger. I was calling several basketball games at the Warren Beulah Gymnasium against Harris County, the Muskogee County Christmas Tournament, called the game against Shaw. And so before the game, I would actually walk the halls and see all the trophies. I'd see jerseys of DJ Jones and Brinston Buckner just displayed right there in the cafeteria. And there's so much tradition and history for the Carver Tigers. Not only the football team, who had an incredible run to the semifinals, but they fell short to Savannah Christian. But right now, the two basketball teams. Coach Anson Hunley has got a team that could make a championship run in 3A. And then what Coach White and Coach Allen are doing at Carver for the boys. Undefeated. They're ranked one of the top teams in 3A. Tony Montgomery is just a sensational basketball player. Coach, have you had an opportunity to check out the Carver basketball teams?
Oh yeah, definitely. And one thing that I've seen, and one thing I want to say, shout out to Coach White and Coach Allen just by what they're doing. From going off of winning 6 games last year to they're 16-0 right now, and they're rolling. I mean, it's scary to play them right now. Tony Montgomery is a well-rounded student here. Sorry, hold on. Had some technical difficulties here. Hang on. So sorry. Uh-oh.
No, take your time, Coach.
Sorry about that, Richard. I'm in my classroom right now, so
Oh yeah, and the lights go off if you don't make a sudden move.
yeah, and I've been sitting at my desk, so sorry about that. But what I was saying was, Tony Montgomery's a well-rounded student here, and he's really fit his role here in the program, basketball program here. But one thing that a lot of people are not realizing, or hopefully some people are starting to realize now, 16 games in, is that we got a lot of freshmen and sophomore that are also carrying the load. Ace Thomas, freshman, who's really stepping up in big roles and doing a lot of great things for the basketball program. He'll also be on the baseball diamond once he's finished up with basketball season. Hopefully I don't get him pretty really soon. I want them to take this thing all the way. But they're doing great things, and Coach Hunley, a good friend of mine, he's also doing great things with the girls program, which is has been very consistent here at Carver. He has a system that is rolling, and and one thing that I like about what Coach Hunley has been doing, he designs his schedule to play high quality opponents, which sets you up for the postseason. And I'm a firm believer of not shying down to anybody. I'm a firm believer of playing tough opponents because you can really see what type of team you have. Because you got to think about it, we're a 3A school and they're playing 6, 7A schools, on a weekly. So they're making those strides to really dominate at the 3A level.
All right, Coach. And what is your relationship? How's your relationship with the athletic director, Pierre Coffey? And just being in this organization, you have the success of the football team going into the basketball team. And then when you have baseball season, just that success trying to carry over. But really, what Coach Pierre Coffey has done, he's doing double duty. He's the head football coach, also the athletic director. So, how's that relationship with the athletic director?
Well, it's pretty good. I I respect Coach Coffee, not only as a coach but as a coworker, a colleague, just in the school and education wise as well. He has done a lot for me. He's been able to help. If it's a question I got, he comes in, he answers it. He's always there if I need to step out, if I need to do anything. He's always there to help out and assist. He's been great for Carver. And you can definitely see that with what he's done on the football side. But a lot of people don't see what he does behind the scenes. He does a lot of things for us to help us out, and I appreciate him, and I appreciate our relationship. And if one thing that a lot of people don't realize as well is that this year is kind of what we call the year of the Tiger. Our football program made it to the Final Four. Our basketball programs are both rolling right now, and they're playing some really good quality basketball right now. And we're looking to actually add on to that in baseball as well. So we're just rolling over here at Carver, and it starts at the top with our athletic administration and just make sure things are done the right way, make sure the programs are ran the right way. So I just like where our athletic department is as a whole right now.
Well, Coach, I cannot wait for the baseball season. It's less than a month away. And good luck this upcoming season. But also, not only are you the head baseball coach for the Carver Tigers, but you're also could be a future broadcaster. You got broadcasting in your future. You helped me out calling some games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I know that was a lot of fun because not only are you a baseball coach, you're just a big sports fan. And so we called the Russell County Valley game. That was your alma mater. That was a huge game. We had chemistry on the air. And then we called the Opelika Smith Station game. And I really appreciate you, Coach, just helping us out on the broadcast. And definitely more than welcome to call any games that you feel if it's available. If you're available, I know you got duties as the baseball coach at Carver, but I know that that was a lot of fun, and we had just a great time calling those games for Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
It was a phenomenal experience. I definitely want to continue to do those games with you when available. I know we had mentioned trying to do some of the CVCC basketball games. It's just my hands are kind of tied right now, but I want to say thank you to you and Thrift for giving me the opportunity to do that. The platform that you guys are building is phenomenal for our area, and I want to give you guys your flowers right now because you guys have done a lot of phenomenal things for all sports here in our area, in the Chattahoochee Valley area, of just covering them, giving them the platforms that to highlight players, to media days, to the not college game, high school game days for football season. What you guys are doing is what this area is really needed as far as just getting that media coverage and being able to see. You got to think about it. You got several kids who parents may not be able to physically attend their games, or parents, or or grandparents, or friends, or whatnot, because they may live in a different state, or they may work during that time, but they're able to still see because you guys are streaming it on different platforms and giving everybody the opportunity to not only see their players play, but also get a chance to that can be a added recruitment tool for these kids because coaches could be watching in and just watching their game and seeing how they conduct themselves on the field or on the on the court or things like that. So what you guys are doing is phenomenal, and I'm just glad to be a small part of it when I can be. And any support that I can, give you guys, I'm always here because I enjoy what you guys are doing, and I may not always tell you that I'm always watching, whether it's a basketball game, a football game, or your weekly shows. I'm always watching, man. It is awesome to watch. So I appreciate y'all for what you guys are doing.
I appreciate you hearing that, Coach. That really is great that you support what we're doing. Right now, we're in basketball season. We did football. We're carrying over this momentum, and we are hoping to live stream baseball. As you know, I love baseball. Call games for the Chattahoots and the Monsters. Trying to bring Noah Shelton on, who called some Hoots and Monsters games with me as well. Thrift loves baseball. We're trying to get. It's not official. We don't have an official date or official place, but we want to try to get a high school baseball media days. I don't think anybody's ever done a high school baseball media days. I know I reached out to you, Coach, and you've expressed interest in being a part of it. And I also talked about looking at the Carver schedule. We want to try to live stream some Carver baseball games. One game in particular, I see March the 15th taking on Columbus. I mean, how great would that be if we can get Carver versus Columbus? It's at Columbus, but I think that there is Carver baseball games that we'll try to live stream on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Of course, man. Anytime, you guys are more than welcome to broadcast our games when you can. That March 15th game, I believe, is going to be a great matchup this season going into it. I respect Coach Mathis and his Columbus Blue Devils program over there. Highly touted program with a lot of caliber players on his squad. What we're doing over here at Carver, I think we're going to match well with them this year in a lot of phases of the game. And I believe these matchups this year could definitely come down to, those last few innings and who's executing. So that'll be a big matchup. If you guys can definitely swing that would be a great one to do. But any game, anytime you want to come out to Carver and broadcast some games, you may want to come out and try to broadcast our David Pollack Classic this year. That would be a big one to do. That would be at the beginning of March, I believe March 1st and 2nd. We got 8 teams in that one, so that'll be a good opportunity for you guys as well. So we're gonna try to figure something out, man. I'm looking forward to this season. A lot of good things are in store.
Thank you once again for taking time out of your busy schedule, Coach, to come on the podcast. I always enjoy having you on, and definitely would love to get you on back again. Not just talking about Carver baseball, but anytime you want to just come on and just talk about sports. I mean, we've got some big sporting events coming up, including the Super Bowl, and we got baseball season less than a month away. Pitchers and catchers report for Major League Baseball, and I know you're not just a big baseball fan, but also a big sports fan, and you're more than welcome to come on anytime to talk sports.
Oh yeah, man. I've been following. It's been a whirlwind for sports for these past few weeks, man.
It has.
With Saban retiring, with Belichick parting ways with New England, and the way this playoffs has transpired so far. Like last night's game with the Eagles losing badly to the Bucks, and like it has been crazy these past few weeks, man. And I've been following every bit of it, and I'm looking forward to see what matchup we may get in the Super Bowl. These past few years, you're kind of like, okay, this team's going to go more than likely. This team could probably go to the Super Bowl. I don't know, Richard, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what it's going to look like this year because with the remaining teams, anybody could get in this year. The way they're playing, you got Houston, they're rolling right now with C.J. Stroud. They're scary to play. I would not want to be matched up against them right now. What the Bucks did last night, they came in 9-8. But what the Bucks did last night to the Eagles, you can't overlook that. A 32-9, I believe, 32-9 win. Like, come on, man, you can't. I don't know who they got matched up for next week. I don't even know I don't know who they got next week, but
yeah, they're playing the Lions.
They got the Lions. Ooh, that's going to be a matchup to watch right there. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. These next few weeks with NFL. Getting close to the Super Bowl, but with pitchers and catchers reporting for Major League Baseball in a few weeks, that's going to be interesting. We got a lot of different moves throughout the offseason. Got Chris Sale going over there to Atlanta, which I believe helps deepen their arsenal. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
It's Michael Long Jr., the head baseball coach of the Carver Tigers. Their first game is going to be against Hardaway on Monday, February the 12th. Come on out and support the Carver Tigers. We had Coach Kendall Mills, the athletic director of Hardaway, on the show last week on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live show, and we were talking a little bit about that Hardaway baseball team as their first game is taking on your team, the Carver Tigers. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. I got a lot of respect for Coach Anthony, their head coach over there, and his program. I really think that's going to be a great matchup out the gate.
All right. Thanks once again, Coach, for being on the show, and I'll definitely try to get you back on next time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
All right, that's it. That's our show. Thank you, everybody, for watching on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. I'm found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also catch a rebroadcast of the show on WQEE 99.1 FM out of Noonan, Mondays through Fridays from 2 to 3.